The Super Series started here.
25. Michael's on the ball.
Like Chris Dobey, picked up a first
Michael to throw first.
PDC title here yesterday. Today, it is the world number 2 against the world number 3.
100.
Bearing in mind that the latter of those, Michael van Gerwen, has not won a title yet in 2021, and he's facing a player who said he wouldn't win a title on the floor this year. It's perhaps Paul Nicholson, the perfect
180
final before we head to Blackpool.
I'd have to agree with that. They've played each other so many times.
59.
You could potentially say to yourself, I've seen it all before. What could possibly happen in this game that's going to be a little bit different?
97.
Well, things are different. Wright has won titles in 2021. Michael van Gerwen has not.
82.
He hasn't been tested in relation to getting a title like this for the first time in a year since 2011. If he can just relax a little bit and play his best stuff from today, which he did a little bit earlier with 113 average, he can win this final. But he may have to do immaculate things like that because Wright has been a slightly better player today overall.
Both of them landed maximums in the opening leg.
Game
the
shot.
leg that Peter Wright has in the ledger, and it is a break of throw to start things off for Snakebite, whose 180 in that leg was his 26th of the afternoon. That's 11 more than Michael van Gerwen has managed.
Peter Wright is noted for his 180 prowess, somewhat overshadowed by the brilliance of Dirk van Dijvenbode and, of course, the number 1 in the charts right now, Jose de Sousa, who only had 15 today. Peter Wright, he's owned that one for Thursday, and he is the day 4 maestro.
81.
He is in each of the last 2 Super Series events that he's entered. He's won on the final day. 8-3 against Gerwin Price
95.
on the last day of Super Series 2, and 8-4 against Luke Humphries on the last day of Super Series 4. It was the second day of Super Series 4 when Michael van Gerwen reached his only final, lost it 8-6 to Jose de Sousa.
He was particularly good against Luke Humphries as well, wasn't he? So watch out for that kind of performance.
Good. Reached his only final, lost it 8-6 to Jose de Sousa.
He was particularly good against Luke Humphries as well, wasn't he? So watch out for that kind of performance in this match, and if he does produce that kind of stat
96
littered game, then Van Gerwen is going to have to find a level that he hasn't found at many points in 2021.
Well, Van Gerwen did get some revenge on de Sousa in the semi-final today. A 7-2 win.
81.
Best level that he's found all year came this afternoon in a second round win against John Henderson when he averaged 113.
134.
That's very encouraging. It's a great leg from Van Gerwen, leaving 36 after 12. But again, he might lose. Ooh, that's a little bit of what he didn't want. Bullseye is what he does want. Oh, that is absolutely delightful. Why would you apologise, Peter? That is a great save.
I actually think the apology will annoy Michael van Gerwen and Peter Wright.
125.
Completely.
His 84 followed by 74. The latter a rescue act on the bullseye from Peter Wright.
Didn't Peter Wright once say that he had the formula to beat
97?
Not long before he beat him in the World Championship final, he said that, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was around about the time that they played in the Champions League final for the belt. And consequently, Peter Wright did everything but beat Michael van Gerwen in that final.
Yeah, lost that one 11-10.
But then, not so long after that, he got everything right, didn't he?
Yeah, both of them beating each other in World Championship finals. Both for their first
85
World Championship title. Of course, it remains Peter Wright's first. They have met in 21 finals before this one. Van Gerwen winning the vast majority of them, 18
60
of those 21.
Just a quick segue into what is possible in their future.
59.
Because these legs are not lasting very long. Do you think Peter Wright wins another world title?
I don't see any reason why not. I think he's more than capable in the next 2 or 3 years to add to that tally.
I think he wants to win one again.
100.
To almost have that tour around the country that he was robbed of during COVID.
Well, I also think it's long been an ambition of Peter Wright to become
40.
the world #1, and it's very difficult to manage that without winning the world title.
That's a very good point. He's won almost everything else that's been on his radar. He hasn't picked up the Grand Slam.
122.
He has got the European Championship, of which Michael has been a bit of a ninja at winning.
Yeah, the match play is a big target of Peter Wright this year. The target here for MVG is now 2 double 18s.
He did that exact same shot
36.
in the semi-final, and he got it. This time, he doesn't. And that was a somewhat resigned last dart, because he feels that Wright is going to take this.
Well, it's been 84-74, and now it's
Game
64 for the first 3 legs for Peter Wright.
What are you saying? 54's coming next. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's 100.2, but it's even 15s for 3 legs. That's 45 darts.
140.
Could actually win it 8-0 this match, Peter Wright, by going down in 10s, ending in 4.
Don't tempt him.
140.
The last leg on double 2.
He does look
100.
very good right here, but there are gears left for both players. Van Gerwen has got his back against the wall
100.
in the quest for that first title of 2021. And if he doesn't win this match, the broadcasters for the World Match Play are going to talk about it.
Well, none of us are psychologists, but you have
64.
been in the heat of battle. You've had your highs and lows in darts. Michael Van Gerwen, having been at the top for so long, and this monkey on his back, having not
131.
won a title this year, do you think it's when he gets to the latter stages of events, particularly finals, that might be when he really starts to feel it and think about it?
Potentially. But every single time he opens up a little gap
141.
at the end of a leg, Peter Wright has got something in response. It's not 54, it's 56, but most importantly, this is 10.
Game
and it is
shot.
the first leg of the contest for Van Gerwen, and he needed to hit that, otherwise he was going to be 4-0 down.
Yeah, response from MVG, a break of throw as well. No need to write his obituary in this final just yet. Fire that
140.
last start. But what you said was right there. It didn't actually avail him anything this time, but only because Van Gerwen took out 130. But Wright was doing exactly the same kind of thing in the
140.
semi-final against James Wade. He dominated most legs, but in the ones where Wade got his nose in front, Wright would weigh him with a 180 or a 140 in the
140.
penultimate visit, and then clean it up when Wade missed.
We're in the middle portion of this game now. First to 8, remember, in this final. And both players are playing
180.
absolutely top-notch stuff. Look at that lie. Begging for bedfellows.
140.
I think he comes up short there. I think that was a 180 9 times out of 10 usually. Treble 13.
123.
Well, he was stuck on 56 in the last leg when Van Gerwen took at 130. This time, it's the bullseye.
56.
This time he misses. And Wright to re-establish a 3-leg cushion.
Double top to break straight back.
Game
He
shot.
does cancel out that break of throw. Marvellous stuff from Peter Wright, who's averaging 108. Van Gerwen not doing much wrong, but Peter Wright is too good.
Let's look at the rivalries through the years. We talk about the 80s where it was Bristow versus Lowe.
81.
You can say what you like about the 80s, but that was the rivalry of the 80s. The 90s had to be Taylor versus Priestley.
174.
The early 2000s, it was probably Taylor Manley. The 10s, well, it's probably these two.
Yeah, well, I think you had at the back end
96.
of the noughties, of course, Taylor Barneveld.
Taylor Van Gerwen, but the big match still with all due respect to the world number one. But these two have got history. And Van Gerwen has set up a 9-dart chance on a 150. Now, if Peter Wright hits a 180,
180.
he leaves a finish. So this might have to go.
And it would feel even sweeter against Peter. But it's not going to happen.
98.
And Van Gerwen, having set up the perfect leg chance, may not even win the leg.
Could be 324 in 6. Oh my word. Oh my
Game
word!
shot.
What is that in darting terms? That's like being stung and bitten by the same snake twice. Incredible! 324 in 6 darts.
Snake bite does bites, and Michael Van Gerwen can't quite believe it. It just will not seem to happen for MVG. Everything that he throws at it, everything he puts into it, he cannot seem to convert. Very, very good performances
100
into titles this year. And Peter Wright will revel in denying MVG a title to take to the World Match Play with him.
I hate to use another little snake joke,
100.
but Van Gerwen has got to be rattled by that. He's only human. That was something extraterrestrial from Peter Wright. That was insane accuracy,
52.
especially when Van Gerwen had only thrown 9 darts in that leg and was on a perfect leg himself.
The only difference between the pair in this match,
59.
and the reason that Peter Wright is 4 legs ahead, is timing. That's it. The averages are very similar. But just like you were saying with the setup shots, Peter Wright's just gone one better and done it with a finish there.
99.
Time and time again, he's timing it absolutely perfectly. Not always what you hit, more often when you hit it.
And we're talking about the best players on the
94.
planet. We're talking about the likelihood of taking 324 in 6 darts. It doesn't happen very often. And he's just done it
135.
in a final when his opponent has found his best scoring leg of the contest. Back comes Michael.
138.
Well, this would hurt almost as much. Peter Wright was able to clean up the 115.
This one's easier. That leaves 94.
94, yeah.
Not this time. And Michael does get
59.
a little bit of time to take care of this, but he can't afford any mistakes.
Game shot.
There are none.
Still hanging on in this match, but he would need a snakebite slump, it seems, because Peter has been producing an incredible level all the way through this
174.
final.
Well, they're at it again. They're both doing it.
180.
All he can do is sit back, laugh and admire. Finally somebody misses.
100.
Incredible, the likelihood of big scores in this match. What an advert this is for the talent that they have shown
140.
against each other. And of course, this is the 85th time they've played each other. And every time, it's extraordinary.
Another.
140.
Not quite for Wright, but he does leave himself on a 2-darter after 9. And has the chance to move into
134.
the finish line. Treble 17. At a 147 to win the match in the semi-final against James Wade. Can he complete the 87 to perhaps put the match beyond Michael Van Gerwen?
It's right in the middle. Look at it. Absolutely central. Nowhere near a wire. Just a really pinpoint shot. And Van Gerwen didn't do anything wrong in that leg.
Michael Van Gerwen's certainly not going to be heading to the World Match Play playing badly. I think that's fair to say. Some of the stuff we've seen from him this year and this week has been
97.
excellent. But Peter Wright certainly will revel in stopping him taking a title to Blackpool. And let's just remind you all that when Peter Wright won
97.
Players' Championship 8 in Milton Keynes in March this year, Dan Dawson interviewed him after the match, and Peter predicted that Michael van Gerwen would not win any of these Players' Championship titles this year. So far, Peter's been proved right.
180.
I need to borrow that almanac he's got. Maybe he got it off Biff Tannen.
84.
Well, today, it's him that's stopping him.
Well, that's the thing. It's in his control to prove what he said. But Wright, in this final,
140.
has been playing his A+ game. And his A+ game is very, 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 very hard to beat.
134.
He's had an 87, an 84, a 74, a 64, 144. 84 was the very first finish of the match. The 74 was on the ball, doesn't need it this time. Double 11. Just taking a moment, maybe lost his grip, lost his concentration. If that's the case, he's done the right thing. He can't hit the right thing, and Van Gerwen has a reprieve.
He's going to need reprieves. Double 10.
44.
And that was not his best effort, and he needs every chance that he can get, and he needs to take every chance he gets, because Wright has just been delectable in this final, and he's going to have plenty of opportunities to win it.
Stunning standard from the pair of them, but the timing from Peter Wright.
100.
What a week we've had. Bunting, what a story. Doby, what a story. Ross Smith, what a story. This,
60.
you think, well, we've seen it all before. Oh no, you haven't. This story isn't written, because these two could well go toe-to-toe like this for another 5 to 10 years.
140.
This head-to-head rivalry at the start was all about Michael.
80.
But more recently, it's all about snakebite.
$100.
Do you remember that 161 he took against him in Sindelfingen to beat him 6-0? I remember how much of a kick he got out of that. And if he gets a shot at the bull here, he's going to go for it.
And Paul's called it. He's not getting a shot at the bull, but he will surely get a shot for the match in a few moments' time.
90.
He uses the bull to make sure he does.
Michael has played superb darts in this final. He leaves himself positioned on 170, which he loves. But Peter Wright, sometimes he's just too good.
Well, he's won on the final day of the last two Super Series events that he's entered.
And the match.
And once again, Peter Wright wins the final on the final day, and in doing so ensures that Michael van Gerwen will head to the World Match Play without winning a title in 2021.